Have also arrived. Senior members of our party, those of you who are taking over their seats, please. We have been joined by the running mates of His Excellency, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Honorable Matthew Opoku Prempeh, immediate past Minister for Education, immediate past Minister for Energy, and now the running mates to the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Honorable Matthew Opoku Prempeh, popularly known as Napo, has arrived and is exchanging pleasantries with senior members of our party. His Excellency
a lot of movement in front.
And then you jump block. We are proud so. And then if you be a crashing in your me can't my cross is a year before. Ye chin, a chronomusha a fear or crashing in womb. Now ya question say, Marcaragan and Omo Quante Quantempi. Now see a bad down. Now you're back while you're holding your sick guy, your BPI, your home. Now you're breaking 80. Now breaking the 80 there, it is possible.
Mommy, whatever, now, doctor said, about the chemist causes a new now breaking moon is our
Brandon Coco, Pianipa, what Coco, and I would them plan a family. And Japan was this is a dying, Nasa sika ne bi e tua ne dan ne kanea de dan na mana e fine eno ye credit e no na ebo abrochire ye no ma hoho se yetimi to dan wa America yetimi to dan wa UK no credit card and ye de to ye tian kakra eno bi eno ba unia ede bagan e je ya ni desem say ye kan na oba ye be hye waduma wo ye o monthly salary ni ya ma we so ka ni atem kakra because wo so wo bua sika na no brum e de akoto a untimi nto nche ya adwenpa eno aba wode abrochira bagana eno nti ne ye nyina ya ba
na odi no
media August na redra dodo na Efrem Lady Tina mechia obia ntoma NPP aban na it is possible aban papa medama enkan no anopa awie wo beti ye ma no no mo ama ya box ni e bon pan shoemaker enne wo shoemaker ni bia wo kwa ho ememu wanketu a na edi mate didi mirika na enne wo hu bi omo nyina ko school omo fi kwa no so amakwa mada ho omo nyina fi kwa no so amko he omo ko school because enye free education ya enka sabe ebi no mo nka ba bia omo gina no na enkenye enti anuanom mumia mu kompon hwe yachi na ye hwe se ne ne Ghana tie ne ye hwe yanim ne ye hwe ne se ne Ghana aye hwe drum ya ba ye first to make kapa me na enkokọ Roman mo janti ye ka se mfa ne ba kwalebu no ye nuro apedwa jansen ana owu ye enso na eye drum yi wo ho a enka me na tie ase ne ho nya de nkura obekan abakoma sen enti ma ye mfa bibia ni agro NPP aban kwa na ade ni ho ode ba enti mumie nyina ye nto aba no ema NPP mana onsantina power ne ne amapa na na do dankwa akufu ado aye no na ba wumia o meto aso no no so enhyehyɛ power sawo no onsan befa enka ho na Ghana ebeye de brutal
His Excellency is going to take a wave at the crowd. His Excellency. This is the couple, our president, our first lady in 2025, His Excellency Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia and his beautiful wife, Madam Samira Bawumia. Thank you very much. God richly bless you and God bless the NPP.
Excellency the President, we appreciate you. Thank you for all the legacies you have put together for this country. You have made our party very, very proud. In spite of the difficulties and challenges, you have set strong examples for leaders that will come after you. And all of us in this room, we assure you, we will protect your legacy. We will ensure that we build on this legacy for generations or more. Please, let's welcome the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. Put your hands together for Maya Okumbo Lasten Obia, the Chief Executive of the New Patriotic Party. Please, make it louder for the younger General Secretary we have in Ghana today. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, Your Excellency, the Vice President, leader of our party, our presidential candidate for the 2024 election, permit me to stand on the testimony. Today is a very important day in the annals of our party calendar. After successfully making history and proving doubters wrong by electing the Northern and the Muslim presidential candidate, we are again as a political party setting the pace by being the first to launch a manifesto for the 2024 election.
Together for the incoming Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, aka Napo, the People's Man, the Member of Parliament for the good people of Meshia South. Please put your house together, let it be resounding. Make a lot more noise, make a lot more noise. The man of the moment, Your Excellency.
His Excellency, the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. His Excellency, the Vice President, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The Second Lady of the Republic, Hajia Samira Bawumia. The National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, and all patriots gathered here this evening. I hope I can stand on existing protocols. I'm here briefly to link what we have done and give you a foretaste of what is to come. A link between the last of the titans, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the future generation led by Dr. Bawumia. I hope this heroic task I'll be able to do. In 2011, around 2 a.m., I was woken up by the security guards of His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, way back in Bolga. When I went to see him, he was alone in the canteen of that famous hotel. We sat down to talk, obviously woken from sleep. And he said some profound things to me that evening. He said, Napo, Matthew Prempeh, this party, you are the next generation. I'm going to give you some advice, pieces of advice this evening. And I hope you can stick to it. What were the advice or the pieces of advice? He said, my whole aim is to make sure when we get into government, we succeed ourselves. And I can only leave the party to one of three people. He proceeded to mention who he felt comfortable in 2011 to leave the party when he exits office. He's our second presidential candidate who is offering 8 years of competent leadership. 8 years of delivery. I can say without any converting that 2 of the 3 are representing and coming after him. That is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and my good self, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Leadership is born and made. His Excellency Ronaldo Danko Akufo-Addo, who himself was the man of the moment in 2007, and who himself we have listened to his crowning achievements, today is about leaving us. But he is ensuring that we succeed ourselves in breaking the 8 with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Since my nomination as the vice presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, I've spent a considerable time in Western region. I believe, apart from our mother regions, Ashanti and Eastern, the region that is akin to making the NPP the national governing party forever is the Western region. I've spent considerable time here. I've been through Amenfi, Wasa. I've been through Diskov. I've gone to Jura. I've gone to Nzema. I've gone to Ahanta. I've been to Esekado, meeting chiefs and leaders in all these communities. And I'm overwhelmed by the love and warmth of the people of this region. I've been everywhere with the chairman of the party and the regional minister of the region. And I can only say thank you for the good work you do on behalf of NPP. Patriots, we have a general election to win. We have a general election to win. And this general election, we will win. With God, it is possible. This is a call to duty. This is a call to duty. And today's manifesto launch is the show of our contest of ideas and policies that is going to serve as a guiding light for His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. When, by God's inshallah, 7th January, when he assumes office, he promises us that he needs no honeymoon. And from 7th January, he's going to start working for and the people of Ghana. The NPP which he represents, which he leads, and when he says to lead is to solve, has a record of delivery. In 2016 and 2020, the NPP delivered on its manifesto. I do recall His Excellency Dr. Bawumia calling me to come and account for what we are doing and what so far we have done in education. That led some of us to think deep. Mr. President, your work has been shown that you are a man Osiadeyo Oka Oye. Based upon the work that you have done, I'm sure Ghanaians are going to give us the mandate to continue from where we are. Mr. President, what you did in education has not been even demonstrated here. In 2016, it was a contest of ideas. When you talked about free SHS and free TVET, you didn't stop there. From early childhood care and new nurseries you developed. You made sure that in the era of IT, every school gets a school laboratory, and it is in progress. You made sure every teacher gets a laptop for IT, and it is in progress. And you made sure every student in secondary gets a laptop, and it's in progress. Mr. President, when you assumed office in the year 2017, 40,000 Ghanaian students had passed their WASI exams but could not get their results because they couldn't pay examination fees. 40,000 Ghanaians at BEC and WASI could not get access to their results because they couldn't pay examination fees, not even school fees. Before you came into office, Mr. President, for every 100 Ghanaian students that qualified to go to senior high school, 35 could not go because they couldn't afford it. 35. For the 65 that went into secondary school, Mr. President, by the time of WASI, another 30 had dropped out. And that is why it was only 800 students in school when you came up. Mr. President, even not all that 800 would have qualified or been able to stay through 3 years. I can assure you, the people of Ghana will forever remember you, that as we speak, every child that goes to secondary school leaves secondary school with the best results ever. The most profound thing, Mr. President, the most profound thing that you did in education, when the naysayers said it couldn't be possible, you made it possible. When the naysayers said you were diluting education, you were lowering standards, Mr. President, the first batch of free SHS stayed home 5 months because of COVID. And when they came back to school and they set for their WASI, the best results ever Ghana has had. 68% of all A18, aggregate A1, 8 subjects happened for that group. 68%, the whole of West Africa. Ghana got 68% of A1s, 8 subjects. Not only that, we for the first time passed all 4 core subjects. That had never happened, Mr. President. Not only that, the best 3 students that ever happened came from your country, Ghana. That is leadership. That is delivery. That is leadership. Mr. President, we moved from education to energy under your watch. And we said, no longer will Ghana have doomsor. In fact, by 2017, when you got into office, it had been 5 years of doom. It was not doomsor. It was 5 years of doom. In fact, a former president said he will watch how we solve the doom problem. Not only have we kept the light on, Mr. President, even under trying times, the light has been on. Mr. President, I can say that the average electricity prices now is cheaper, dollar by dollar, from between 2017 and now. You have not only exhibited competence, you have exhibited leadership par excellence, Mr. President. I do know that right beside you was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. If you set the vision, he set the mission. If you would ensure delivery, he made sure your government ticked. No wonder you've pulled all stops to let him succeed. And surely God will bless your effort, Mr. President. I am a strong believer, Mr. President, after listening to your record, personally, I am a strong believer in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I've worked closely with him than many more would ever know. I believe in his ability and his knowledge, and surely he's the man of the moment. I, Masyopo Kupempe, I am committed to serving him loyally, to ensuring his vision is translated to a mission and an action purpose for myself. I know his vision is for a brighter, better, business-friendly country called Ghana. And I pledge to even work harder to support this vision. There is so much we can do, patriots, together if we pull all our hearts and minds together towards that common goal, that common shared purpose of victory 2024 December. Mr. President, nothing would make you happier. No legacy would ever pass the fact that on 7th January, your sword will be handed over to your Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You've given the next generation ample time to study and to work and to serve. It is our time to deliver. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a man of vision. He's a man on a mission. He is humble, but he is firm. He is affable. He is respectful. He is honest, and he is loyal. He is a problem solver and a very hard worker, a man of integrity and a go-getter. He is destined to take Ghana to the next level. Before I take my seat, His Excellency the President, let me say this. Let me say this, and I'll say it again. I know Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. He is not corrupt. I will not be corrupted. In his public life, Mr. President, he has never been accused of corruption. And in his public life, he has never been investigated for corruption. I am sure and certain that you are giving an honorable man to continue where you left off. No matter what the naysayers say, Mr. President, he is not corrupt. He has never been accused of corruption. And he has never been investigated for corruption. And he will never be corrupt. For those who have skeletons in their cupboard, for those who have skeletons in their cupboards and think the election is far gone for them, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will win the 7th December general election and presidential election. We Kukudites will fight from room to room, house to house, village to village, community to community, that never again will we have doom so. Never again will there be petrol queues. Never again will money be the determinant of how much education level you can achieve. And surely the day of our accountability is coming straight to some of them who have skeletons in their cupboard. I will promise that we will work and deliver a better Ghana for your legacy purposes. Thank you.
Oh Jesus. Matthew Sampa, it's not a year dunku. Chicha Modro say, oh Yankupo family. Be between Ayabo, Amadi or City. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. It is possible. Hey! No. Nimdia onyankopon dia dumuano. Ayo my Ghana mpuntu ontia. Anoti abrana sosa. Ubedi wa mayanim. Ay! Achadia asudi adumuano. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Ayomaiga no Puntontio, Anuti Abrana Sosa, Neba Ubedi Omayami, Dr. Yahio, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Yahio, Nimtiania Kukodro. Awu Brasiani in Kabomunti. Oh my God, from Dr. Dr. Digita, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Wunukradiani Wadoyanti, Wunyamisro, and the Wumabrotia, Enyankanina, from. Dr. Yahia, I would have been to you breaky. Etino, NPP breaky. Etino, Sauradi for father with the free so. Deliver Israel so in the day. I would have never tell me you will be a free one wallet. With God, all things are possible. This is how the Father be the free story. Mani bekum gloria tedia. Already met me, you will be a free one. Doctor, with God, all things are possible. It is possible. Yes, it is possible. With God, my God, all things are possible. It is possible. With God, it is possible. My God, you are God. All things are possible. I saw David said, we are Mofra. Goriati ya wechina waniwe. Wakufiti ni Mofra. Enti David won to me. Na David kachara wa hini saw said, Papa urade de leba shaminsa. Urade di Goriati momotuni eba shaminsa. Na saw can say, Ko na urade ebe diwechi. Enadai meba Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ensuro na me asafo urade makame wontam se sedia mesusu no sara na bebam na sedia mabo mitiri no sara na ebejina yade na yana meba na ubedinku nimu woninku guo tabiarada Doctor, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Nimpiani akukodro, Ahubrasiani nkabomunti, Gana mabrunina frawo, Dr. Digita, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Wunukradiani watoyanti, Wunyamisro, ani umobro hununtia, Agrafonyina, Frafrawo, Dr. Yananama Yufufonyina, Yananimu Gramofonyina, Yababana Sofonyina, Frafrawo, Dr. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, it is possible. Mabo within a mafirawo, Nibay, Yakuku Oduro, Shebekumane, Nifa, Wodia, Kuko Wanimuai, Nissim Babae, Mina, the Boa Chiridomwe, oh, Sani Amidi Mosa Chinwo, Sana, Lady Wachida. Namafira Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Kuku Oduro Oh Shebekumane Nifa Wodia Kuko Wanimuai Misime Baba Mina Nifa Wachiridomwe Sani Amidi Joshua Chinwo Sana Lady Wachida Miringa wo Doctor Nipa Mirimpa wo Bawumia Makame Usanse Mia na muwa Branise ne bane uti membaba Mina mi bawa chiridomwe Sani amini Joshua Chino Sana Lady Wachida Mi bai mi rinyawo Mi bado fuwe mi rimpawo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Makami utamwe Mia mamuwa Inti membaba
Leader and flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, the man who is renowned to be the most active and best performing vice president we have seen in the Fourth Republic. Please welcome Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, former President of the Republic, John Agyekum Kufuor. I know he's watching from home. Second Lady, Samira, my beautiful Samira. National Chairman, Stephen Ayensu in team. My running mate and incoming Vice President, Inshallah, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe, Chief of Staff, Akosia Frimaus Helpari, the General Secretary, famous Justin Kodia, Ministers of State, Members of Parliament, of course not forgetting the Majority Leader of Parliament, our parliamentary candidates, our MMDCs, Chairman of the Council of Elders, the National, Regional, Constituency and Polling Station Executives, the media, ladies and gentlemen, I extend a warm welcome to you all. I stand here filled with a lot of emotion, humility, and nostalgia. 16 years ago, right here in this beautiful city of Sekondi Takoradi, I was outdoored to the good people of Ghana as the running mate to the visionary leader, then flag bearer and leader of the New Patriotic Party, His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Today, I am privileged to return to Takoradi, this time against all odds, as the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party to launch the 2024 Manifesto of the party. With God, it is possible. In exactly 111 days from today, over 18 million Ghanaians will have the opportunity to decide on a new leader and parliamentarians to govern the affairs of state over the next 4 years. Fellow Kukurudites, the race is on, and I know, and you know, and they know that the momentum is on our side. I have witnessed firsthand the enthusiasm, commitment, and determination of the rank and file of our party, the great New Patriotic Party, to break the eight and usher in life-transforming ideas that will deliver broad-based prosperity to all Ghanaians. From my possibilities tour, I came across hope, expectations, and the belief that it is possible to transform Ghana and create a sense of pride in the Ghanaian. Our tradition, the Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition, has not only been the vanguard of the rule of law and governance, but also pace setters and drivers of the life-changing policies and interventions. Let me first thank Honorable Oseche Mensah Bonsu, the chair of the Manifesto Committee, the co-chairs, and all members of the Manifesto team for putting together this wonderful document. I am very grateful for their dedication. Let me also thank the earlier presenters for highlighting the major achievements of our government under the leadership of President Nana Akufo-Addo. We have taken time to highlight these achievements because track record is a significant predictor of credibility and the potential to do more. We have catalogued them because in the NPP, we view these as our obligation to the people from whom we draw our mandate. We have enumerated them precisely because they communicate our ability to respond to the numerous needs of different sections of our society. Indeed, we have listed them to show we remain committed to fulfilling the social contract we have with the good people of Ghana. Above all, the exercise we have undertaken confirms that hundreds of pledges that have been made to the Ghanaian people, and broadly they have been kept, and given the opportunity, more impactful and forward-looking interventions will be implemented to move Ghana to the next level of the development journey. A journey that will build on our successes to open opportunities for all. We promise to change. We promise change, and we have made significant progress. Mr. President, history will be kind to you, and you shall be remembered for your unprecedented achievements and the millions of lives you have touched. We are eternally grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, if there was any doubt, to believe it is crystal clear from the data-backed account we have given that our overall performance and track record are superior to that of my opponent and his party in virtually every sector. Virtually every sector we are superior. But I believe, as a former president and a proud student of history, he knows that. And that is one part of the reason why he is avoiding a debate. The other part, of course, is about the courage and the confidence to put what he intends to do differently this time around with the power he seeks, side by side to the vision I have for Ghana and the clear roadmap to getting the work done. That is the choice we are presenting to you, the Ghanaian voter, on December 7th. Ladies and gentlemen, notwithstanding our superior performance, there remains the fact that between 2020 and 2022, we experienced severe challenges triggered by the pandemic, which brought the world and our country to a thundering halt. The world experienced the greatest economic depression since the 1930s, with most countries recording negative GDP growth. Supply chain disruptions and the rising price of oil resulted in major increases in the prices of fuel, freight, and food across the globe. Indeed, Ghanaians were hit very hard by rising food prices, increased exchange rate depreciation, rising fuel prices, and rising transport fares. Our debt became unsustainable and had to be restructured. Bondholders saw a sharp decline in their net worth following the painful yet unavoidable debt restructuring program. We faced very challenging times, but with calm leadership and the support and understanding of the good people of Ghana, we have weathered the storm, and the economy is firmly on the path of recovery, with increasing GDP growth and declining inflation. It is gratifying to note that our policy interventions have started yielding the desired macroeconomic results. Many economists and analysts have rightly stated that Ghana has turned the corner, but we know that for many families, the cost of living is still very high. The hardship is real, and we commit to doing more to relieve the difficulties Ghanaians are facing. We are equally committed to creating more job opportunities that will significantly reduce youth unemployment among the national population that has increased over 5 million in the last 8 years alone. We have created so far 2.3 million jobs, the most of any government in the Fourth Republic. But youth unemployment remains a major concern and that confronts us, and we are committed to doing even more. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, it is better to continue with a party that has created more jobs than any other in the Fourth Republic than go back to a party and a leader who, after 4 years of doom so, created more unemployment than any government in the Fourth Republic. Ghana needs bold solutions to deal with the challenges we face, and that is what I am offering in asking for the mandate of the Ghanaians. This manifesto that we are launching lays out our comprehensive plan to take Ghana to the next level of growth, prosperity, under a selfless leader with bold solutions for jobs and businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, my vision, as I have stated, is to create a tent big enough to accommodate every Ghanaian, to tap into the resourcefulness and talents of our people, irrespective of our different ethnic, political, and religious backgrounds, to channel our energies into building the kind of country that assures food sufficiency, safe, prosperous, and dignified future for all Ghanaians, to create sustainable jobs with meaningful pay for all, and for Ghana to participate fully in the fourth industrial revolution using systems and data. To realize this vision, we must collectively have a mindset of possibilities, not impossibilities. There is a critical failure of mindset that manifests itself in the absence of core values, patriotism, and principles within our society. We need to invigorate the can-do spirit of Ghanaians, to believe that we can even do better than we have ever imagined if we put our minds to it. For example, students from Mamfi Girls and Prempeh College have won international robotic competitions against their peers in the US, Germany, South Korea, and so on. Recently, Dr. Angela Tabiri from Ashaiman was crowned the world's most interesting mathematician after a global competition with some of the best mathematicians in the world. The mindset of possibilities must be inculcated in our children from home and school. This is why we are going to introduce a growth mindset curriculum in our schools to help students build critical skills such as problem solving, risk taking, opportunity spotting, and design thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, we have experienced a major economic crisis, and with your support, weathered the storm. But we are not yet where we want to be. It is therefore very important to protect and expand our rebounding economy, to attain and sustain macroeconomic stability with low inflation, low interest rates, exchange rate stability, and low budget deficits. Fiscal discipline and private sector empowerment will be the key to realizing our commitment to job and wealth creation. To sustainably reduce the budget deficit and interest rates, my government, inshallah, will enhance fiscal discipline through an independent Fiscal Responsibility Council enshrined in the Fiscal Responsibility Act. The Fiscal Responsibility Act will also be amended to add a fiscal rule that requires that budgeted expenditure in any year does not exceed 105% of the previous year's tax revenue. This will prevent the experience of budgetary expenditures based on optimistic revenue forecasts which do not materialize. Ladies and gentlemen, furthermore, my government will reduce the fiscal burden on government by empowering the private sector to do more. Fundamental to building any modern, prosperous society is ensuring that access to education and health is available to all, and that there is a safety net for the most vulnerable. Under the two-term administration of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government, I can say without any fear of contradiction that no past leader has done more to uplift the poor and the vulnerable in society than my boss. We put in place new ones and expanded existing social policies and programs for the masses across Ghana, like the free senior high school, free TVET, Agenda 111, one constituency, one ambulance, expanding school feeding, national health insurance care for childhood cancer, sickle cell patients, and kidney dialysis, and so on. I pledge to you that my government will protect and deepen all these programs that several millions of you depend on. From my interactions with the people, the three top major concerns of Ghanaians are the cost of living, jobs, and roads. The 2024 Manifesto of the new Patriotic Party prioritizes what you, the Ghanaian people, say are your priorities. The manifesto lays out a clear path of how we plan to solve these major problems, among others. That is why my government will make business and jobs our #1 priority. True to our philosophy, I believe the private sector has the capacity to provide jobs and create wealth for society. My administration will therefore incentivize and empower the private sector to do more in complementing government in the provision and management of many infrastructures and other public services. This can reduce government expenditure, increase efficiency and accountability, create competition, and improve maintenance. Yes, we have built more roads than any other government in the Fourth Republic, but we still have a lot to do. In the last 8 years, we have been deliberate in empowering Ghanaian contractors to undertake many major infrastructural projects that would otherwise have gone to foreign contractors. My policies will encourage the private sector to take greater responsibility in the provision and management of critical infrastructures, including building hostels, housing, and schools for government to rent or lease to own. The demand for roads construction is massive, and this has historically placed a huge burden on the budget. I will make it more attractive for the private sector to also finance construction, management, and maintenance of roads through PPP concessions. Also, I want to change our procurement culture drastically to tackle waste and corruption. My government will move towards leasing rather than outright purchase of goods such as vehicles, printing equipment, and so on. The private sector will have the responsibility for the maintenance of the equipment. With this approach, the budget can save very significant amounts in outright cash expenditure annually from various items across different ministries, departments, and agencies. The policy will energize the private sector to invest in their expansion and create many jobs. Enhancing the role of the private sector, along with fiscal and administrative decentralization, improving our systems and the way your institutions function, will lead to greater efficiency, cutting waste, and ensuring value for money in procurement. The move towards the private sector provision of many public services would create the fiscal space of at least 3% of GDP annually. That is 30 billion Ghana cedis annually. This represents a major paradigm shift. Additionally, an efficient system of governance will require even fewer ministers. Therefore, I will have no more than 50 ministers. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to our tax system. To increase government tax revenue, we have to reform and refocus the Ghana Revenue Authority towards broadening the tax base. Estimates suggest revenues amounting to 13% of GDP, or some 150 billion Ghana cedis in 2023, are not collected because people are outside the tax net. Many individuals, businesses find our tax system cumbersome and confusing. We want a tax system that is easy to understand, easy to comply with, and easy to enforce, softer on the taxpayer, and that is not subject to so much discretion. The next NPP government will introduce a very simple, citizen-friendly, and business-friendly flat tax system. This will be the first change in our tax system since independence. No government has thought about changing the tax system, but it is the NPP party that is saying it is time for a change in the tax system. A flat tax system, and a flat tax will be of a percentage of income for individuals and businesses with appropriate exemption thresholds set to protect the poor. With the new tax regime, the tax return should be able to be completed in minutes. We will also simplify our complicated corporate tax system and VAT regime. We will reform the VAT tax regime by merging all levies into a single line item levy and treat the merged levy as part of input and output VAT to eliminate the cascading effect in the current regime. To start the new tax system on a clean slate, my government will provide a tax amnesty, that is a complete exemption from the payment of taxes and the waiving of associated interest and penalties up to a certain year to individuals and businesses for failures to file taxes in previous years, so that everyone will start afresh on a clean slate. In return, my government will expect the beneficiaries of this most significant gesture and such savings to be directly used in creating jobs. Our ultimate goal, ladies and gentlemen, is to move Ghana to a lower tax regime with broader coverage to stimulate greater economic activity and generate more revenue to the state. For this to succeed, tax digitalization will be implemented across all aspects of the tax administration. Everyone will be required to file tax, a very simple tax return, electronically through their mobile phone or a computer. There will be no manual or paper filing of taxes anymore. Faceless assessments will provide transparency and accountability. There will be no need under this new tax regime. There will be no need for GRA to send officers to sit in shops, to close shops. E-invoicing, as being implemented by GRA, will also be extended. I now come to support for business. Ladies and gentlemen, my government will be for business because, true to our philosophy, I believe the business of government is to empower business to deliver for society. We will therefore support the growth of businesses by the following policies. We will incentivize Ghanaian startups in selected strategic sectors with investment tax credits for the first 3 years of their operations. A flat rate system of duties for all importers will be implemented, bringing predictability and stability on prices of imported goods. We will harmonize port charges to align the charges with the charges in competing regional ports, particularly Togo. Duties in our ports will not be higher than the duties in Lomé, Togo. Ladies and gentlemen, very importantly, we will use the government's purchasing power to stimulate industrial expansion and business growth. This will help create jobs by rolling out a Buy Ghana First policy, under which all goods and services procured by the public sector will first be filled by goods and services produced locally. And we will back this by legislation. We will implement a shift in electricity tariffs to the electricity tariff structure to a regime in which commercial rates are either equal to or lower than residential rates, never higher, to power our industries and businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also going to establish an SME bank to meet the special financing needs of small, medium, and small-scale medium enterprises, which will employ over 80% of Ghanaians. We will also complete the digitalization of land titling and registration to allow owners of landed properties to use their properties as collateral to raise capital for their business growth and expansion. We will create special economic zones in collaboration with the private sector at Ghana's major border towns such as Aflao, Paga, and Elubu to enhance economic activity, increase exports, reduce smuggling, and create jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to the cost of living, reducing the cost of living. Another major priority of my government will be to reduce the cost of living. The world is facing what is commonly referred to as the global cost of living crisis. Even though the inflation has dropped by half this year, prices remain high. I want a Ghana where we can attain food security through the application of technology and irrigation to commercial large-scale farming. We will also promote the use of agricultural lime to reduce the acidity of our soils, enhance soil fertility, and get more yield from the application of fertilizers. Ghana has an abundance of limestone to do this. I will prioritize the construction of the Pualugu Dam by using the private sector financing to crowd in grant financing. Ladies and gentlemen, we will also ensure food security by stabilizing the prices of foods produced locally through financing and guarantees from the Development Bank Ghana and the Ghana Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System for Agricultural Lending, also known as GESL. This will mainly involve upscaling the production of staple foods, investing in the preservation of staple foods, meat, poultry, and fish products, and establishing agricultural enclaves which will have irrigation, processing, and storage facilities in each region for crops or grains in which the regions have a comparative advantage. We will reduce the cost of transportation by promoting and supporting electric vehicles for public transportation. By the grace of God, I hope the first 100 buses that we will be introducing for public transportation will hopefully, inshallah, arrive before the end of December this year. We are also going to expand the Gold for Oil program to continue stabilizing the price of fuel. Stabilizing the price of spare parts through the flat rate duties for all importers policy, which will bring predictability and stability on prices of imported goods. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also going to make your driver's license valid for 10 years and extend the renewal period to 5 years. Under a housing for all policy, I will also have a major focus on the provision of public housing in the same manner that Singapore did. We will partner with the private sector to build large housing estates without the government having to borrow or spend. Also, the National Rental Assistance Scheme, which has worked so well with thousands of beneficiaries, will be enhanced to deal with the problem of the demands of rent advance of 2 years or more. We will also ensure a variety of accommodation types to meet different pockets and needs as follows. In social housing, we'll be including homeless shelters, overnight stay for the vulnerable, and expanded rental assistance schemes for low-income workers. In the area of affordable housing, we'll be including district housing projects through incentives to the private sector, real estate industry, as well as expanding the services of the revived State Housing Company and the Tema Development Corporation and the National Home Ownership Fund, and improving housing finance through an expansion of the mortgage lending market as well as rent-to-own schemes. Ladies and gentlemen, we will use a variety of ways to deliver access to the various types of accommodation. For example, social housing. We will provide public lands within our main cities to private developers, and in order to benefit, make it mandatory for them to set aside between 20 and 30% for low-income social housing units with subsidized rents. Significantly, ladies and gentlemen, improving the availability and affordability of power. We will do this by bringing on board 2,000 megawatts of solar power and incentivizing users by buying access to power they generate from their solar systems and paying with free electricity from the national grid when they need power through net metering. We will continue to make accessing services easier. For example, once you have a Ghana card, all public organizations will not be required to collect your basic data. They will have all that data. They don't need you to fill any forms because all of it is on your Ghana card. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to build a Ghana where we leverage technology, data, and systems for inclusive economic growth. I want to build a Ghana into a world-class digital economy. I want to build a Ghana where we apply digital technology, STEM, robotics, and artificial intelligence for the transformation of agriculture, healthcare, education, manufacturing, fintech, and public services delivery. As part of this process, it is my goal to eliminate the digital divide by achieving over 90% internet penetration within the first 4 years of office. We have already made very significant progress in this direction by increasing internet penetration from 34% in 2016 to some 70% by 2023. The task in the next 4 years is to move from 70% to over 90% as exists in the advanced countries. It is possible. I am determined to not let Ghana miss out on the fourth industrial revolution as our continent did on the Industrial Revolution some centuries back. I want to see Ghana build the digital talent we require for the fourth industrial revolution. This will mean providing digital software skills to hundreds of thousands of youth. This, along with other priorities, will create jobs for the youth, including school dropouts. In collaboration with the private sector, we will train at least 1 million youth in IT skills, including software development, to provide job opportunities worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, generally, there will be an enhanced focus on technical and vocational education. My government will also support the establishment of a national open university, Ghana, in collaboration with the private sector, and it will focus on ICT, TVET, and STEM. Ladies and gentlemen, to prepare our children for the fourth industrial revolution, I will enhance the positioning of the educational system towards STEM, robotics, artificial intelligence, and vocational skills to cope with the demands of the fourth industrial revolution and job creation. My government will make coding and robotics standard in senior high school. Furthermore, to become a digital hub in Africa, Ghana's telecoms industry needs more investment. The cost of data for the ordinary Ghanaian has become too expensive. It goes against the very ethos of our digitalization journey. We commit to working actively with industry players in setting clear policy guidelines that will remove any investor uncertainty and difficulties in business planning, including the expeditious allocation of spectrum, driven more by the goal of enhancing digital inclusion. In addition, we would be working with educational institutions, leading and global tech firms to establish a national robotics, engineering, and AI lab for research and training of young Ghanaians locally. We will also be providing venture capital funding and grant support for commercially viable tech projects by Ghanaian startups to drive innovation, foster high-tech entrepreneurship, create jobs, and support growth of Ghanaian high-tech businesses. We will also be providing live lab opportunities to Ghanaian tech startups under a matching program by purposely connecting them to matured large tech firms working on government tech projects to help startups test their ideas in real-world environments and to accelerate their product development cycle. We will also be working with the Bank of Ghana to significantly expand our regulatory sandbox to admit more fintechs as well as regional fintechs. This will position Ghana as a multi-regulatory, multi-jurisdictional sandbox for financial payments interoperability. We will also be establishing a fintech fund with a seed capital of $100 million. That is about 1.5 billion Ghana cedis to attract additional private sector funding and to support Ghanaian startups, developing payments and financial services solutions, especially focused on region-wide explorable solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, we will also be implementing a digital residency, that is e-residency, for businesses and individuals in tech firms to register and operate within Ghana. We are also going to be implementing a 5-year digital nomad visa and work permit to attract global tech talents to domicile and work from Ghana, appointing also, ladies and gentlemen, a digital ambassador whose role will be to develop new external markets for Ghanaian digital talents and products and facilitate the export of our digital services. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll also be implementing comprehensive data interoperability across government platforms to enhance transparency and streamline services. We will be pushing further Ghana's leadership, led by my boss, Ghana's leadership role in achieving cross-border mobile money interoperability among other payment systems within the AfCFTA to enhance buying and selling within Africa's 1.4 billion consumer market. Ladies and gentlemen, we will also be creating a marketplace to streamline public sector procurement. As a result of the increase in fiscal space from the tax and expenditure measures we are going to undertake, we will be in a position to enhance the digital economy by abolishing the e-levy as well as taxes on mobile phones. We are also going to ensure in this digital economy that we are building that the Ghana card will not be required, that for any person who holds a Ghana card, you will not be required to fill a form to get a passport. You will just be required to pay your fee because all the information is on the Ghana card. Ladies and gentlemen, working with industry players, we intend to make Ghana a world-class digital economy and a digital hub of Africa. I now come to our natural resources. Ladies and gentlemen, as president, the next NPP government will usher Ghana into a golden age for the maximization of the benefits of our natural resources like gold, lithium, bauxite, and so on. The key to doing this is value addition and Ghanaian ownership. As we have started with lithium, we need a new paradigm in a natural resource contracts that sees more of the benefit accruing to Ghana. Some of the key policies that we will implement to maximize our benefits from our natural resources include formalizing and regularizing and regulating environmentally sustainable small-scale mining. Our goal would be to help grow the small-scale mining companies into large-scale mining companies with the capacity to building and assisting them to access financing to acquire equipment. In line with this, we will license all miners doing responsible mining. District mining committees, including our chiefs, will provide initial temporary licenses to the miners. Every Ghanaian in small-scale mining will register under the Ghana Small-Scale Miners Association with their Ghana card. We will, in collaboration with the large mining companies, convert abandoned shafts into community mining schemes. We will also open new community mining schemes, and district mining communities would be responsible for reclamation and replanting. We will also set up state-of-the-art common user gold processing units in mining districts in collaboration with the private sector. We will also conduct an audit of all concessions with various licenses and new applications. This will allow government to know licenses that have expired and non-compliance with the existing license conditions are in non-compliance. My government will establish, in collaboration with the private sector, a minerals development bank to support the mining industry. My government will also reduce the minerals export tax to 1% to discourage smuggling and encourage more production. We will establish, through the private sector, a London Bullion Market Association certified gold refinery in Ghana within the next 4 years. Following the establishment of this refinery, all the responsibly mined gold in Ghana produced by the small-scale sector will be sold either to the central bank, PMMC, or MIF. We will make available proven reserves data from the Geological Survey Authority to small-scale miners to help deal with the associated problem of trial and error digging for gold, which destroys our environment. Once the data is available, the small-scale miners will know exactly where the gold is. And so they don't have to do trial and error. They'll go directly to where the gold is, and the environment will not be destroyed. We will also adequately resource the Geological Survey Authority to undertake the mapping exercise. We will also scale up the use of mercury-free gold catcher machine technology, which is less damaging to our environment. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to an important subject matter of stabilizing our currency. Ladies and gentlemen, recognizing the need to transform the structures of the Ghanaian economy from merely being an exporter of raw materials, an importer of finished products, to producing what we consume and adding value to our raw materials and farm produce. The Akufo-Addo-led government set out in 2017 to find solutions by introducing transformational policies such as one district, one factory. While industrialization remains the long-term solution to macroeconomic stability and shared prosperity for Ghanaians, the vulnerabilities in the structure of the Ghanaian economy remain and were heavily exposed by the global crisis of 2020 to 2022. The crisis hit us really hard, but you may wonder why, unlike previous times when the city faced severe pressure, this time around we have never experienced queues at our fuel stations or dumsor as we did in 2015. Let me tell you a short story about that. I approached my boss when we had this crisis, as I saw our foreign exchange reserves continually dwindling. I approached my boss and suggested a novel way as a solution to the shortage of foreign exchange. I proposed that we leverage on gold to produce directly in exchange for the essential goods we import. He gave me the go-ahead to pilot the one critical import, petroleum products, the shortage of which would have completely derailed our economy. And that is what resulted in gold for oil. I am happy to say that the two policies that have helped rescue the economy from catastrophe in the recent crisis were the Bank of Ghana's domestic gold purchase program, which I proposed, and the gold for oil program. The pilot, these two policies, the pilot has worked for a number of companies and has worked for the countries. Some companies which wanted to repatriate dividends and couldn't do so because of foreign exchange constraints have suddenly been able to do so because of the gold purchase program. We have thus found a solution in the midst of this crisis, and bringing together the pilot of this gold for oil and gold purchase programs. We have thus, through this crisis, we have suddenly found a solution to the profit repatriation problem that many businesses had without destabilizing our local currency. This also brings major comfort to foreign investors operating in our countries. I believe from the success of the pilot scheme, we can confidently say that we have found a solution to the age-old foreign exchange problem that successive governments have struggled to contain, and which invariably led to inflation and other macroeconomic challenges. My government will completely institutionalize what I will call the Gold for Forex program, even as we intensify efforts to transform the structure of the Ghanaian economy. Simply put, the domestic gold purchase program is a policy which allows the Bank of Ghana to boost our foreign exchange reserves by buying locally produced gold with cedis. Gold purchases from this program alone amounted to $5 billion in the last couple of years. With Ghana's unexplored gold reserves estimated at 5 billion ounces, with a market value of $10 trillion US, my government will ramp up the gold purchase program to cover all major forex demands. We will cover all major forex demands with the gold purchase program. Put simply, if, for example, a company wants dollars, we will take their cedis and we will buy gold and we will give them their foreign currency. The gold purchase program will therefore provide the anchor that our local currency has always lacked. Ladies and gentlemen, going forward, I want to build, with your support, I want to build a credit system for Ghana. In the advanced economies, workers are able to easily access credit to purchase items such as televisions, cars, mobile phones, and houses. They are able to do so because the credit system over there works, and it is supported by individualized credit scoring by the credit rating agencies. In the advanced countries, people are able to obtain mobile phones for free under a contract arrangement with the telephone companies. But people with the impossibility mindset don't understand that these things are possible. In Ghana, such a credit system is yet to develop, and therefore life is harder for our workers. It is our goal to make it easier and cheaper to access credit by leveraging our data and our systems, such as the Ghana card, the Ghana Post GPS, mobile money interoperability, Momo accounts, DVLA, GRA data, bank accounts, and so on, to build an efficient credit system and a mortgage market in Ghana underpinned by an individualized credit scoring system and the digitalization of land titling and transfer. We look forward to starting individualized credit scoring in Ghana this year in 2024. And this will make it easier for Ghanaians to access credit at lower interest rates. My promise to you is that soon you in Ghana will no longer have to save before you are buying what you need. You can buy it on credit and pay small, 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 like they do in the advanced countries. In the area of public infrastructure, we will, to reiterate, partner the private sector to finance, build, and rent or lease to own to government public infrastructure, including schools, housing, water, and roads, as well as equipment. We will revive and resource, including modern equipment and state-of-the-art workshops, the Public Works Department, PWD, to be the primary government agency responsible for maintenance of public infrastructure across the country. We will fully implement and expand the District Road Improvement Program, under which the local governments have been supplied with equipment to help maintain roads in their districts. This District Road Improvement Project was the brainchild of the NPP government and not anybody else. We have brought it and nobody should try to claim credit for it. Through partnerships with the private sector investors, we'll develop the railway network across the country based on the master plan with strategic focus on the western and eastern lines in the medium term. These two lines are of high economic importance and will be prioritized for development and completion under my government by the grace of God. Eastern and western railway lines. We will facilitate the establishment by the private sector of a maintenance, repair, and overhaul facility at the Tamale Airport to develop into an aviation cargo, horticultural cargo, and logistics hub. We will also commence the development of the much talked about by us in our last manifesto, the development of the Cape Coast Airport, for which funding has been secured under the Korean $2 billion facility, which we will serve both the central and the western regions. In collaboration with the private sector, we will also build an airport in the Upper East region. We will achieve, through our investment, universal access to electricity in our first term of a Bawumia government. And we will complete all the Agenda 111 hospitals to ensure every district gets a district hospital and all the regions get new regional hospitals. As a result, we will recruit more doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals with improved conditions of service, and will bring healthcare services to your doorstep by completing the digitalization of public healthcare institutions under the e-health project. Under the e-health project, we have digitalized all the patient records in all teaching hospitals, all the regional hospitals, and all the district hospitals. So today, if you are referred from Wa to Kolebu, you don't need to bring a folder. You just bring your ID number, the doctor in Kolebu will enter your ID number, and all your records will be there for the doctor to see. We expect that by next year, we'll cover the remaining health centers and CHIPS compounds so that we have a comprehensive database. We will also scale up Once we have done this, we are going to be scaling up telemedicine services and establishing, ladies and gentlemen, we are also going to be establishing 2 additional sites in addition to the existing 6 sites of drone delivery centers at Funsi in the Upper West region and at Kintampo. So we are establishing 2 more drone sites. And the establishment of these 2 sites will give us 100% coverage for drone delivery across all of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, we have established the National Electronic Pharmacy Platform. We have put together 2,456 pharmacies on one platform, which is working. So today, if your doctor prescribes you a medicine, you can go to the pharmacy platform, put in your medicational requirements. The platform will tell you which pharmacy near you has the medicine and what the prices are. We will make sure this platform is interoperable with all private and public facilities. We will also offer incentives to healthcare workers to be able to buy 1 vehicle each with an engine capacity of up to 1,800 cc. And we will also ensure compliance with the existing deprived area incentive package for health workers. Ladies and gentlemen, in the area of affirmative action for women and girls, we will implement in full the Affirmative Action Act we recently passed. We will establish a Women's Trade Empowerment Fund, WOTEF, to support women-owned businesses. We will ensure gender parity in the award of government scholarships. And we will further improve the maternal health care program. We will pursue a Women in Diplomacy program for Ghanaian women to take more leadership roles in international organizations. And we will ensure that existing sexual harassment laws are strictly enforced. We'll also be enabling mothers to seamlessly enter the workforce by prioritizing, in partnership with the private sector, the establishment of daycare centers near workplaces, including marketplaces. We will enforce existing regulations on maternity leave governance as well. In the area of education, ladies and gentlemen, my government will increase the stock of student accommodation in our universities and other public tertiary institutions to address the housing deficit on our campuses and make them affordable. We will introduce a free tertiary scholarship for persons with disability to remove the financial barriers to pursuing their educational goals. On scholarships, we will integrate the scholarship databases across all the public sector institutions managing such schemes to ensure full visibility and transparency. We will expand eligibility for the student loan scheme to include all post-secondary students, including certificate and diploma programs. We will prioritize and direct a significant proportion of national scholarship schemes towards training and skills development in STEM as well as other needed skills in Ghana. We will implement in full the Centralized Application Processing Service, CAPS, for tertiary institutions. Under this, you will apply once and pay once. As I already said, we will establish a national open university. And for those who, after completion of their tertiary education, have secured jobs, they would be exempted from national service. They can go and start work immediately. We will protect and enhance free SHS and free TVET, which is truly transforming lives and changing life outcomes for millions of people. Since we started the free SHS and free TVET, enrollment has increased by 83%. We are building the foundation for a well-educated, prosperous society. With free SHS and TVET, we have achieved gender parity. More girls are getting secondary education, and the impact will be positive for society. We, as a result, will recruit more teachers at all levels with improved conditions of service. We will also continue to develop additional infrastructure for our educational institutions to meet the increased numbers. We will offer incentives also for teachers to buy one vehicle each with an engine capacity of up to 1,800 cc. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to good governance. In the area of good governance, we will, and I reiterate, we will reinstate the process of getting MMDCs elected through a universal adult suffrage to deepen decentralization and effective local governance. We will delink the creation of districts from constituencies to bring an end to the automatic increase in the size of parliament. We will institute an electoral area share of the common fund for assembly members to facilitate development at the electoral area levels. And we will engage Parliament and other stakeholders, including political parties, to review the 1992 Constitution to achieve effective national development. We'll provide value-based leadership predicated on values such as selflessness, excellence, ethics, justice, integrity, transparency, diligence, and accountability. In pursuit of values-based leadership and responsible citizenship, we'll formalize the relationship between the state, chiefs, faith-based organizations, and civil society organizations, and redefine and elevate their place and role in the national governance structure. We will formally designate faith-based organizations as development partners who are entitled to similar incentives. We will review Section 63 of the Chieftaincy Act to empower chiefs to strengthen local governance. And we will pay living allowances to paramount chiefs, divisional chiefs, and queen mothers. To encourage the registration of all lands and to avoid land disputes, all stool lands will be registered without an initial fee payment. Payment will only be made of the registration fee when the land is sold, and then we will get our fee. But initially, all chiefs can go ahead and register stool lands without paying a fee. Ladies and gentlemen, my government will also protect Ghanaian cultural and family values. Dealing with corruption is my next area of focus. Ladies and gentlemen, all governments have struggled with the canker of corruption in our society. People have been killed for corruption, and people have been jailed for corruption, but yet it persists. My view is that corruption operates in darkness, and we need to deal with it through openness and transparency, and through digitalization. Our approach so far has been to deal with corruption after it occurs. My approach to deal with is to deal with corruption before it occurs. Digitalization is the vehicle. The Ghana card has enabled us basically to eliminate ghost workers from the Controller and Accountant General payroll, also from the SNIT payroll and the National Service payroll. Using the Ghana card and the elimination of ghost workers in SNIT and the National Service Scheme, we have saved 800 million Ghana cedis in just these two institutions. One of the most potent weapons against corruption is transparency. Many corrupt activities are cash-based. Apart from the obvious benefits of moving in the direction of a cashless society, the literature does indicate that more electronic payments are used in transactions as opposed to cash. The more that is done, the more there is traceability, and therefore the less corruption. I would like to bring Ghana close to a cashless economy in the shortest possible time. So far, the Bank of Ghana has made a lot of progress in this direction by putting in place a lot of payment systems and infrastructure. These include mobile money interoperability, merchant interoperability, the universal QR code payment system, the GH-Link debit card, eSwitch, Ghana Pay. We have put in place the necessary infrastructure to go cashless as a country. Recently, the Bank of Ghana has completed a pilot of the digital version of the Ghana cedi in Sefwiwi also. This is known as a central bank digital currency, or the e-cedi. The e-cedi is designed to work online and offline and will be launched by the Bank of Ghana in due course. The e-cedi will be the ultimate weapon in our fight against corruption because it will provide transparency, reduce the risk of fraud, robbery, tax avoidance, and money laundering, since it will be easy to track the movement of money and identify suspicious activity. The e-cedi will quicken the pace of Ghana's move towards a cashless or a near cashless society. We will also, ladies and gentlemen, implement blockchain technology and smart contracts for secure data exchange and transparent government services. Employing a distributed ledger technology improves transparency and efficiency. This will make all government transactions permanently traceable and not subject to alteration. I want Ghana to be the first country in Africa and one of the few in the whole world to become an all-government blockchain government. Ladies and gentlemen, in the area of care for the elderly, we will pass the An-Aging Act for the care and protection of the elderly. We will promote geriatric care training programs to address the growing need for elder care. We'll implement policies on the establishment of home care, nursing homes, and rehabilitation services, including assisted living and old-age community living. We will create elder-specific social assistance schemes to cover those not currently covered by existing programs such as LEAP. In the area of the environment, ladies and gentlemen, we will enhance the protection of our forests and biodiversity hotspots. We will restore our forests through a reforestation program by targeting 30,000 hectares of degraded areas for reforestation and plantation development annually, establishing 1,000 hectares of bamboo and rattan plantations annually for watershed protection and plantation development. We are also going to be providing tree seedlings and plantation suckers in a minimum of 1,000 communities to enhance national reforestation and plantation development programs. We will protect and preserve our water resources by vigorously protecting both surface and underground sources, by ensuring that the provisions of the water use regulations are adhered to. We'll protect transborder water sources, notably the Volta River, and we effectively manage all water basins in Ghana. With our mining policy, we believe that we are going to be able to deal with galamsey, and that will help us protect the environment. Ladies and gentlemen, in the area of sports, the creative arts and tourism, we will use tax incentives, including a flat tax, to incentivize private sector investments in sports, tourism, and the creative arts. We'll implement an e-visa policy for all international visitors to Ghana to make visa acquisition fast and convenient for visitors. We will roll out a visa-free policy for all African nationals and all Caribbean nationals visiting Ghana. We will also establish a travel protocol in partnership. We will also, in partnership with the private sector, establish a streaming and digital management platform for Ghanaian content developers in the creative arts. We'll also establish a travel protocol service for the creative community to enable artists, performers, and other creatives honor international performances and shows. We will establish a sports development fund to develop sports infrastructure and talent development and grassroots sports programs, including the revival of Colts football and leagues across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, we will establish a Ghana School Sports Secretariat, which will be an agency under the ministry responsible for sports in collaboration with other stakeholders such as the GES and sports federations. My government will seek school-level collaboration with international sports bodies like the NBA and the NFL to make Ghana a hub for these emerging sports in Africa, to create more opportunities for young people. We have already tried this with the NFL, the governing body for American football. We will, ladies and gentlemen, also upgrade the surfaces of our football pitches to meet the highest international standards. And so we will be seeing an upgrading of the stadia in Kumasi, Accra, Cape Coast, Tamale, and Esipong to make sure that they meet the highest international standards. My government will also implement an effective maintenance module for our sports facilities. We will continue the construction of astroturfs for every constituency to boost the development of our talents, including juvenile football. We have increased astroturfs from 3 that we inherited to over 150 in 2024. We are going to start an Operation Olympics Glory program by dedicating resources towards the preparation of our athletes and their readiness for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, USA, including where necessary, targeting specific sports for medals. We will support the revival of the Premier League and clubs to improve commercial viability and create related jobs by directing policy through the National Lotteries Authority and the Gaming Commission to establish and fund a sports employment module to assist premier clubs fund operational expenses, including player remuneration. And also we will provide a bus to each Premier League club. And we will build 6 5,000-seater capacity stadia for the new regions, the 6 new regions, and we will build a standard stadium for Sunyani because of their love of football and the many clubs in Sunyani. We will promote school sports by establishing a Ghana School Sports Secretariat to create more opportunities for young people in sports and collaborate with international bodies, as I said, to make Ghana a hub for emerging sports. Ladies and gentlemen, in the area of protecting our borders, we will not compromise on our efforts to ensure Ghanaians feel safe and are free to go about their daily lives. We will therefore continue to keep our borders protected, our communities and neighborhoods also safe. We will complete the 15 forward operating bases at our border frontiers of Ghana. This will allow the military to swiftly respond to any external hostilities and threats posed by terrorists in the sub-region. We will continue equipping Ghana's security services to build their capability in protecting the nation. And we will also focus on equipping the prison service as well as the fire service. We will deepen the cooperation of our neighboring states and the international community in the fight against violent extremism. We will recruit and deploy 20,000 more security personnel to enhance the visibility and strengthen the human resources of our security services. To make our neighborhoods safe, we are going to roll out 50,000 more anti-crime cameras, the CCTVs. And so far, we have rolled out about 11,000 CCTVs. But many districts and regions, many district capitals and regional capitals are not fully covered. So we ask national security to undertake an exercise to tell us what is needed so that we can see what is happening in every public street, in every regional capital and every district capital every day and every night. They came back and told us they needed 50,000 cameras, CCTVs, for us to be able to accomplish that directive. And my government will provide the 50,000 CCTV cameras so that we have complete visibility in all our regional capitals and all our district capitals to basically make sure that if you commit a crime, we are going to catch you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll also roll out more body cameras for the police and other logistics. I believe that we can find, ladies and gentlemen, a broad, find broad contours of a national development plan for which we can find consensus in areas such as education, healthcare, industrialization, and so on. I will support such a consensus national development plan. Specifically, I propose that we can amend Article 87 of the 1992 Constitution, as well as the NDPC Act, Act 7479, to mandate political manifestos, political party manifestos, and consequently the economic and social policies of governments, as well as budgets, to be aligned to agreed broad contours in specific centers. The current Constitution was designed for political stability, and it has achieved that. We need to amend it with the help of Parliament to align it more to national development. In that context, we are committed to the process to amend the 1992 Constitution through public consultation, with key emphasis on the election of MMDCs to deepen democratic decentralization, ex gratia, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to build a nation that cares for and invests in the vulnerable, like persons with disabilities, the aged, the street kids, the lepers, cerebral palsy patients, and so on. In cooperation with faith-based institutions and the private sector, my government will also focus on special needs. To start with, we will recruit 1,000 special needs teachers and retrain teachers on how to work with special needs students. We will also train more speech and language therapists and occupational and behavioral therapists. We will also set a quota for the recruitment of persons with disabilities in all government recruitment, and also provide incentives for the private sector to recruit persons with disabilities. Now to the youth. To the youth of our country, kindly lend me your ears. I have been to you, and I have listened to your concerns and soaked your aspirations. I want to assure you that I am for you. Our nation is at a crossroads. We are preparing to elect a new president in December 2024, and I believe I will serve you better as your next leader. I am a problem-solving leader. In the last 7 years, I have, with the blessings of President Nana Akufo-Addo, led and championed initiatives to address some of the fundamental problems in the public service delivery area. I possess the integrity you require in your next president. I believe that the Almighty has blessed me with a fortitude of character to ensure the implementation of bold solutions for our future. My track record of public service and in international development is public knowledge. My entire career, from academia through to the Bank of Ghana, the African Development Bank, and my current role as Vice President, has been anchored on competence, diligence, and efficient and effective management skills that have contributed to my ability to see projects through to completion. I am determined to make your future my business if you give me the mandate to serve you. My proven ability to manage and deliver results professionally and transparently sets me apart from the rest in the race. As an experienced professional with unblemished national and international credentials, I am ready to bring that expertise to bear on national governance with the sole motivation to transform. The NPP delegates resoundingly gave me the mandate to lead the party based on my performance and the delivery of major signature projects and programs and vision. Given these and my verifiable personal integrity, I humbly ask you, ladies and gentlemen, that you hand the steer to me. That you hand the steer to me to usher in a new government, a new management style that will give us additional results, a paradigm shift in how we manage our resources, and let the benefits of nationhood reach out to every member of society. With all humility, I declare that I am a visionary leader who can generate new ideas to confront problems. I have the exciting ideas for the 21st century nation. We have done well in creating jobs in the last 7 years. 2.3 million jobs, the most of any government in the Fourth Republic. However, unemployment is still a major issue amongst us. I make a firm commitment to sustain and expand the rebounding economy to address the problem of unemployment. To the Gen Zs, I am well plugged into the new world you belong, and I know the keys to press to unlock your potentials within. I am your plug to your dreams of a prosperous Ghana. I am your plug to creating opportunities and decent paying jobs. I shall offer you a problem-solving leadership built on my values of integrity, compassion, and sincerity. To this end, I have presented for your consideration our manifesto for 2024. The manifesto is giving. It is giving hope. It is giving ideas. It is giving jobs. It offers the opportunity to create a new generation of entrepreneurs through my business support initiatives. It strives to make Ghana a fully digitalized nation in which you are able to access public services with ease. It incentivizes the private sector to expand and deliver good jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that as Vice President, the policies I have championed or initiated have impacted or will impact the lives of virtually every Ghanaian. I have, with the full blessings and support of my boss, promised and delivered on many groundbreaking policies that are happening for the first time in our history. These include championing the Ghana Card, Agenda 111, e-pharmacy, Ghana.gov, one constituency, one ambulance, Zongo Development Fund, paperless ports, motor insurance, database, renewal of NHIS on your mobile phone, Ghana Card number as your TIN number, SNID number, NHIS number, zip line, delivery for drones, gold for oil, gold purchase program, and so on, and so on, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, through the successful implementation of these policies, I have proven to be a problem solver and a promise keeper. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, the choice Ghanaians face in 2024 fundamentally is a choice between a brighter future and a bleak past. As I noted in my presentation at UPSA in February, we have to ask ourselves a number of questions in making that choice. If you want someone you can trust to come up with innovative and impactful ideas to transform Ghana, then it is Dr. Bawumia. If you want someone with personal integrity who can be trusted to fight corruption, then your choice is Dr. Bawumia. And if the person you have in mind is someone you can trust to work tirelessly and selflessly for Ghana, then it is Dr. Bawumia. If you want a leader with a proven record who you can trust to create jobs for the youth, then it is Dr. Bawumia. If you are looking for the man who has the vision and the commitment to prepare Ghana for the fourth industrial revolution, the digital revolution, then it is Dr. Bawumia. If you are looking for the man who is more committed to protecting and using the natural resources for the benefit of Ghanaians, then the answer is Dr. Bawumia. Who will be more accountable to Ghanaians? A one-term president like my opponent, or a person who can look to a long-term development of Ghana, because he will return to you after 4 years to render an account for the long term? It is Dr. Bawumia. Who can you trust? Who can you trust to protect free senior high school education? The answer is Dr. Bawumia. Who has demonstrated to the development, who has demonstrated a commitment to the development of deprived communities like our inner city communities and the Zongo communities? It is Dr. Bawumia. Who can you trust? Who can you trust to provide bold solutions to improve our economy, create jobs, and improve social protection? It is Dr. Bawumia. Ladies and gentlemen, I am determined to make a difference, a positive difference. I am determined to use the experience I have earned over the last 7 to 8 years from the challenges and the priorities we have tackled, from the successes we have chalked, to the hard work to succeed with you on the priorities that I have laid before you today. I will work for you, with honesty and integrity, with wisdom and decisiveness. I have clarity of mind as to what I want to do from day one as president. I will not ask you for a honeymoon to cool off and think about what to do with the responsibility you give me. I am prepared and ready to serve. You know what I stand for. You know my vision. I believe in the ingenuity of the Ghanaian. Together we can succeed in building a progressive society of possibilities, enterprise, compassion, open opportunities, and shared prosperity for every Ghanaian, born rich or poor, born in the north or the south, born Christian or Muslim, born a girl or a leper or a boy, a leper or a disabled person. I have never been president of Ghana before. I am presenting myself to you for the first time to ask for your precious vote to serve you as your president and to continue the development agenda of the NPP. When you make me president, inshallah, I will implement my own vision that I have outlined. In all humility, I will ask you to give me the opportunity to become one of the most impactful presidents in Ghana's history. In conclusion, dear Ghanaians, what I have presented today are just highlights of our manifesto. There are many more details and policies that are found in the full version. I implore you and entreat you all to read the full manifesto. This manifesto we are launching today is a manifesto of hope, a manifesto anchored on bold solutions to usher in the golden age of good governance and accountability, and a manifesto of possibilities focusing on quantum leaps in jobs and prosperity. Our positive mindset is built on a strong track record of innovations and achievements. Unlike our friends who regard every life-changing policy proposal as impossible, we in the NPP see possibilities. We innovate, deliver, and prosper. I mean to deliver for you and your family, for your future, for your business. Indeed, Bawumia means business. I thank you for your support, your prayers, and with God's guidance, we can win together. It is possible. Thank you for your attention. God bless you, and God bless our homeland as we launch our manifesto. We launch our manifesto. We launch our manifesto to the glory of God.
His legacy extends beyond politics. His legal prowess, advocacy for human rights, and contribution to Ghana's democratic journey defines a fine, remarkable career marked by resilience, dedication, and commitment to the well-being of every citizen of Ghana. Welcome, Your Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Hello, hello. Is it working properly? Are you sure? Indeed, Bawumia means business. Mr. Vice President, Second Lady, our incoming Vice, National Chairman, Chief of Staff, General Secretary, Majority Leader, Chairman of the Council of Elders, and all the great and good of the NPP gathered here. My task is a very simple one. You've heard about what we have tried to do these last 7.5 years. I don't intend to go over that. You've also heard about the exciting things that we're going to do in the next 8 years. I don't intend to talk about that. What I want to do is to give testimony and make an appeal to the Ghanaian people through you why they should give the leadership of this country to Mahamudu Bawumia and Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Because at the end of the day, plans, policies, programs, if there's no character, if there's no strength, if there's no determination of will in the part of the people involved, they just remain plans and programs. I don't think there's anybody in this country better placed to testify about the capacity of our presidential ticket than me, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I am the best. I am the best placed person to give the testimony, and clearly also the best place to appeal to the people of Ghana to give the stewardship of this country for the next 8 years to Dr. Bawumia and his running mate, Napul. It was 16 years ago that Mamadou Bawumia and I first met and decided to join our lives together. I can say that there's not one day that I've regretted joining my life to his and his to me. In opposition as well as in government, he has been a model of loyalty, of honesty, of dedication, and of patriotism. This is a man who lives and breathes Ghana. And whatever commitments he has made before you and before the people of Ghana, I can put my hand on my heart and say he will deliver on each one of those commitments. People have had problems with their vice presidents in the Fourth Republic. We won't go over that. I, Nana Addo, I've never had any problem with my vice president. I've gone to bed every night secure in my knowledge that my vice president stands firmly with and behind me in everything that I've tried to do in these last 7.5 years. He has been the picture, the model of loyalty itself. And all I can say to his vice is that even if he has half of the loyalty that Mamadou Bawumia has shown to me, he is going to be an excellent vice president. This is a man who has respect for the people of Ghana. This is not a man who is going to tell the Ghanaian people that you have short memories. That is not the kind of man we have here. That is not the type of man we have here. He's a man who has respect for the people of Ghana. This is not somebody who's going to say to the Ghanaian people when his policies have failed that I am not a magician. That is not the language of Mamadou Bawumia. That is not the sort of person that he is. We have here a man who is respectful and who will work night and day to make sure that our country continues on the upward trajectory. You have, in the business that we have chosen, some who blow with the wind. They say one thing today and they'll say another thing tomorrow because they believe that we have short memories. We don't remember their record. We remember their record. The record of failure. There have been 5 presidents in Ghana. One unfortunately died in harness. But the other 4 that are left, and I'm saying this because I know there are going to be a lot of first-time voters, people who perhaps don't remember our recent history very well. But 3 of these 4 presidents, all of them, because of their record, the Ghanaian people renewed their mandate. Jerry John Rawlings got a 2nd term. John Ajekum Kufuor got a 2nd term. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo got a 2nd term. There is only one whose record did not merit a 2nd term. And you and I know who I am talking about. Is the man who wants to come back to save his image because he believes that Ghanaians have forgotten his record. Mr. Candidate, your record has not been forgotten. We will not allow that record to be forgotten. So, I don't have any hesitation in saying to you and saying to the people of Ghana that the leadership that Muhammadu Bawumia is going to provide for us is exactly the leadership we need to take us to the next step of our development. If indeed the biggest strategic interest of the 21st century is the development of the digital economy and the unfolding of the 4th industrial revolution, there is only one man in Ghana today that can take us through that 4th industrial revolution. Muhammadu Bawumia is his name. He's going to be ably supported by a young man. Are you still a young man? By a young man who has always impressed me. In 2012, he was the director of my election campaign. When, by the grace of God and the generosity of the Ghanaian people, I was honored and privileged with the office of President of the Republic. The most important flagship program of my government at its outset was the implementation of the free senior high school policy. I had no doubt in my mind that he was the one person who could implement that policy to success. And that is why I confined him to this job. Everybody in Ghana can testify to the success with which he implemented the free senior high school policy. We're talking about these two people. We're talking about achievers, people who achieve things in their lives. Our presidential candidate and incoming president was on his way to becoming governor of the Bank of Ghana, having had a brilliant career as a central banker until he met me, and I diverted him. But I think at the end of the day, he will agree today that the diversion has been worth his while. Matthew Poku Prempeh is an achiever. Apart from implementing the free senior high school policy, he has been for the last 3.5 years our energy minister. Not only has he kept the lights on, but he has helped us through some very difficult programs of restructuring our energy debt and putting our energy sector on a much sounder footing than we came to meet it in 2017. These are the two people who are asking for the mandate of the Ghanaian people. I have no hesitation, as the outgoing president is saying that they will be worthy successors to the office of president and vice president. So I want all of you here, the leadership of our party, from top to bottom, from the polling station to the national leadership, from all members of the campaign committees, from the electoral area through the constituency, through the regions, to the national level, to make an extra effort to go out and sell this golden ticket to every nook and cranny of our country, to make sure that when the results are declared, hopefully on the 8th of December, we will hear the sweet news. The 6th president of the 4th Republic, Mahamudu Bawumia, has won a clear victory. And as I told you, when I hear that noise and I go to Black Star Square on the 7th of January, then I'm off to Chibi. And I'm expecting to see some of you there in my retirement. Thank you, and may God bless you all and bless the NPP. Thank you.